you so much for joining me today for another video. So today, as you can guess by the title, I am recreating Constance Wu's look, one of the looks in the new movie that is coming out in August called Crazy Rich Asians. I really don't know what to expect, but it looks like an epic movie based on the trailers. I knew that I had to recreate one of Constance's looks because she looks gorgeous at every single scene of the trailer, and I just picked this one in particular because, I don't know, it just spooked me a little more. I did manage to try to kind of make my hair look similar to the picture of her shown right here, but you know what? I have really short shoulder length hair, so I don't know how I managed to do this. And where are my manners? If you are new and you're seeing this video for the very first time and you're seeing me for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Jane, also known as Breath of Beauty, and I am so excited to have you here. I really encourage you, if you like what you see, to join the Breath of Beauty family because, you know what, I honestly think and believe that you belong here. Otherwise, if you are already part of the Breath of Beauty family, thank you so much as always for being so supportive and just being really encouraging and loving. Honestly, you guys are the best and I really appreciate you guys. Alright, without further ado, if you want to see Constance Wu's look on me, then just keep on watching. I'm just gonna start out with my base makeup. I will be using the number 7 Airbrush Away Radiance Boosting Primer, and I see that in her picture she looks really like radiant and it's like kind of glowy but in a natural way, so I'm gonna use this primer to give me some of that glow that I need. And I know that right now it looks a little kind of pearlescent and somewhat of a purpley hue, and it's not that cute, but it will get cute, just like Constance Wu. She's so pretty, I love her. Next, I'm gonna use foundation to get that beautiful, natural yet luminous kind of skin that Constance has going on. This is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, and I am using the shade Punjab. I'm just gonna dot it all over and blend it away with my beauty sponge. And just tap, 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 and make it flawless, like Constance. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more because I need a little more coverage, but not too much because Constance's skin looks really natural. Just a little bit more to the center of my face and we should be good to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna take concealers and I'm gonna use these on areas that need that extra bit of coverage. I'm gonna use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer, and I'll just add a little tiny bit of highlight, not too much though, because judging by the picture, she doesn't have that much of an under eye highlight. Now I'm gonna take the concealer and additionally add some to my eyelids just to kind of prime it out for any sort of shadow work. And then I'm gonna add a line down to highlight my nose as well because I will be contouring my nose today and I just wanted to get it ready for that. Alright, so now that we have applied some concealer and foundation and primer, it's time to set all of that work using just some sort of a translucent powder. Mine is gonna be the Can Make Tokyo Translucent. It's called Secret Powder. I don't know why they named it that, but it's basically a translucent powder, as you can see. So I'm just gonna apply this and set everything and we'll move on. So next we're gonna move on to brows, and when I look at the picture, Constance has like pretty defined yet natural looking brows. So I'm gonna use powder today instead of like a pencil or anything else. I'm just using my handy dandy Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit in the shade Ash Brown. There's only one shade for this product, so it's not gonna be hard to find. And I'm just using a densely packed petite angled brush. I'm just gonna use this to fill in my brows. I filled in my brows with powder, I'm gonna go ahead and use a brow gel to make it a little more natural because that's what it looks like on Constance. And I'm gonna use my Colourpop Brow Boss gel, and I'll just brush this through my brows. Okay, so next let's work on the eyes, and judging by the picture, it's kind of hard to see what kind of an eye look that Constance is sporting. I do see that she has her inner part of her eyes defined a little bit, and I guess create more depth to that part of her face. I'm just gonna use my Milani Most Loved Mattes palette. It's so dirty looking, so don't pay attention to that, but it looks like this, and I'm gonna take this shade right here, and it is called Toast of the Town. Taking that on a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and then I'm just gonna apply it right here. Just kind of blend it out. Bring it down the bridge of the nose a tiny little bit. Can you guys see how that instantly brings more depth to your face? I'm gonna take that same shade now and put a wash over pretty much all over the lid, just lightly. Then now I'm gonna take the lighter, more warmer brown shade. It is called Catch a Tan, and I'm gonna apply this just on top of this previous shade to blend it out a little better. Now that I have a pretty wash of this shadow all over my lid, I'm gonna go ahead and take this darker brown shade, and I'll take a tiny little smudging Equal Tools brush and apply this just to the lash line area. Her eye makeup looks pretty simple, but it looks like it has a bit of a smoky element to it. Okay, so next I'm going to use some eyeliner to make it a little more smokier like Constance's eyes are looking. And I'm going to use a gel eyeliner because it has a little more of a softer element to it, where if I were to use like a liquid eyeliner, I don't think it would quite achieve the same effect as Constance's look. So I'm going to just use my Tony Moly trusty gel eyeliner. I'm using the shade brown actually because black might be a little too harsh, and I feel like she might be wearing brown eyeliner on her lower lash line. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little bit of this product and start lining my eyes from the inner corner to the outer corner, and then kind of smoking out the lower lash line with this liner. And I am starting out with a thicker line at the outer edge and gradually getting thinner and thinner towards the inner corner of my eye. And when I'm lining the lower lash line, I'm also doing the same thing. It's gonna be thicker towards the outer edge of my eye right here, and then get thinner and thinner. It's looking like Constance has a very, very thin, if not like non-existent line at the inner corner. When you get to the inner corner, make sure it's as thin as possible and pretty much like on the waterline on the inner corner, or else it's gonna make your eyes look way too closed off. So yeah, I recommend you do that. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but make sure to connect the top eyeliner with the lower eyeliner. I'm gonna use that dark chocolate color that I used earlier called Chocolate is Light. Take this in that same small smudger brush and kind of smoke out the lower lash line as well as the upper lash line a little bit. Let's add some falsies. I know she's wearing some falsies for sure, but it's hard to tell what kind of style they're in. So I'm just gonna go with something that's really common, the Demi Wispies by Ardell, and I'll just pop them on and I'll be right back. Okay, now let's take your favorite tube of mascara. I'm just gonna use the one that I have right here. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Link mascara, but I do recommend you use waterproof, especially if you have eyes like mine. These are gonna smudge, especially because we are going to add mascara to the lower lash line today, because it looks like Constance definitely has some mascara on her lower lash line. You don't really need that much because all you're really doing is blending in your natural lashes with the falsies. we are not done yet. Depending on how you applied your lashes, you could probably see like a gap of skin between where the falsie band starts and where your actual inner corner starts. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in that gap with a liquid liner. I'm not gonna blink right away because it will transfer otherwise. Okay, now that we have done pretty much the majority of the eye makeup on our eyes, we're gonna go ahead and highlight the inner corners as well as the brow bone, because Constance definitely has a beautiful inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight going on. And I'm gonna dive into my Milani Bold Obsessions palette. This is like one of the most beautiful like highlight colors ever, and this is the shade Sands of Time. So I'm gonna just take that in a flat synthetic brush and just highlight the inner corners and my brow bone. Alright, so let's now finish the rest of the face, and I'm gonna actually finish contouring my nose. So I'm gonna take that shade that I used earlier on just the inner parts of my eyes and add some to the underside of the tip of the nose too. And make sure you blend it out. I know it looks crazy right now, but it's gonna get blended out. At this point, I'm just gonna take my beauty sponge and lightly tap on my nose just to make everything a little more natural. Okay, so let's now work on the rest of the face. I'm gonna use bronzer because Constance definitely has bronzer on her face. I'm gonna just use my trusty Physician Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm taking that on a bigger, more angled, fluffy brush. You can just use your favorite bronzer brush, and we'll just kind of sculpt out our cheekbones a little bit. Now that we've bronzed our face up, I'm gonna use a little bit of highlighter, and I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter. This is, I think, called Blush Gems. It is not too intense of a highlighter because obviously Constance doesn't have like a super intense glow going on. But I'm gonna take my little setting brush from Real Techniques, lightly dust it over that e.l.f. highlighter, and then just highlight in areas that I think she has a bit of a glow going on. Just a little bit, I think, on the high points of the cheekbone. You can bring it a little more towards the front because this is kind of a pinky, more blushy color. Now, I'm not quite sure if she is wearing blush. Doesn't really look like she's wearing that much blush, but maybe she is. So I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of blush, not much at all. I'm just gonna take my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Party. And I'm gonna add this not to the apples of my cheeks, but along the contour of my cheekbone. Alright, I think the last thing that is left are the lips. So I'm gonna use something that's kind of similar to what Constance has on her lip. It looks more pinky, but it doesn't look super matte. It doesn't look super duper like bold and crisp. It looks a little more soft. I'm thinking that the Colourpop Ultra Blotted Lip would be perfect for these lips. I'm using the shade Slide, which is kind of the pinky color that Constance is sort of sporting. So let's just go on ahead and add that to our lips. And now guys, I think the look is complete. Do I look like a crazy rich Asian, or crazy rich Asian to be? I'm just really excited about this movie that's coming out. I know it's not coming out until August, but I'm still really excited about it. And when I saw Constance's makeup looks, I knew I had to recreate them. And what do you guys think of the movie that's gonna come out? Like, what are your opinions on it? I'm honestly just really intrigued and curious. And I'm honestly really excited to see so many Asian Americans like just playing really, really key roles. I don't think we've had a movie like that where where we had Asian American representation at such a strong level. So I'm really excited, of course, being an Asian American, and I can't wait for August to come where I can finally watch the movie. Now, it is not yet time to say goodbye, but I do encourage you to join the Breath of Beauty family right here. If you haven't already, I do encourage you. If you want to hang out with us a little bit longer, you can go ahead and do that right here. And I really appreciate you guys for just taking your time to hang out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!